Hey folks, Dave Parrish here with another video. I'm just going to jump right into this. Here's today's topic. See exactly what your users see. I've done a bunch of apps, involved apps, and they have a lot of different users. The one I'm going to go through an example today, they have these things called international reps, and they're in a bunch of different countries throughout the world. And they have managers back at the admin side that are responsible, let's say, for a market. And especially when we're deploying this, or even down the road when we're helping these international reps, these users, get to know the app, or if there's an issue or we need to know how to do something, these managers request from me, they say, hey, I want to see exactly what this person is seeing in front of their screen so I can help them do what they do. Or if I need to troubleshoot a problem, I know what they have. I can get the screenshots, whatever, that type of thing. There's probably a number of different approaches you can do with this, but I'm going to go through the one that works for me on this app. Thank you. Okay, here's the lowdown on how you can have users out there. Have people in the admin see exactly what your users are seeing for a number of different reasons you might want. Let me call up an app. I'm going to just show you how it works in the front app, and then I'm going to just show you how it's built in the back end. It's not complicated. Here's an app. It's an accounting app. These reps, I'm going to go to Rep Home. They do invoices. They check their balances on the money they can spend, all kinds of things. But I put this thing here. It's called, and this, by the way, is only visible to admins. I'll show you how that's done. Now, right now, we're in the market China, and I got all their, you can see all their stuff. They perform all kinds of actions. Again, they're making, they're coming up with activities they want to do to promote something that gets approved. If it's approved, they can go do it and then use that activity. They can expense against it on invoices, a whole bunch of stuff, but it's involved and there's a learning curve. So the marketing managers back home want to be able to walk people through with exactly what is on the screen, and they both can share it. And by the way, it's a good practice if you're ever sharing a similar thing or the same thing. Have one person drive and then maybe switch, refresh a lot. Don't be working on the same thing at the same time. It's a best practice. But here, this is China. And let's say this marketing manager is also responsible for some other country, which is the case here. They can just click on this and say, hey, I'm not China. I now want to be, let's come up with another one, Central America. Right here, it refreshes. Now there's Central America. They see exactly, all the functions are the same for all of them, but all the data is going to be different. And here's how we do that. First of all, the way it's structured, international reps, they're assigned to a market. They can be assigned to more than one. That's how that is. But to make this work, admin, we're going to make admin a multiple user role. So this is admin, international rep. Admin, international rep. So that, a lot of times in apps, I only do multiple user roles when we're building, because it's a lot easier to go back and forth between roles instead of having to log in and then log in or log out and log into another thing. But in this case, it makes sense to have both. That's why you see up here, they're admin home and they're also rep. If you assign people to two roles, it's going to show up in these tabs. They're separate entities. That's if you build it when they're based around user roles. And that's how I do most apps. They're completely separate. Here's rep home. Here's admin home. They're different. So they'll show up as tabs up here. But you probably get my point here. Back to data. Come on. We're going to make the international rep more than one user role, being admin and international rep. Then go over to the pages side. Remember, this thing is only for the admins. So it's a piece of content, its own content there. I'm going to go over here. Let's go to admin home or rep home. And we got this piece of content right here. that allows you to switch, because we don't want the reps having this access to this, because they have no business seeing what other markets are doing. And the rep has to, this works if the rep is assigned to something and the data that's populated is assigned to that something. It could be, in this case, it's a market, it could be a company, it could be a division, it doesn't matter, where you can change another user to be assigned to that same thing, and it's going to populate with that stuff. But we just have one rule up here that says, hey, in this case, if the user role, you can approach this in different ways, but if the user role does not contain admin, that means there's an admin in the user roles or individual's user roles, hide change market. So a rep is only going to be a rep. They won't have admin in there, so the admins don't see it. It works really well. When I first started building and having clients, I had this requested of me, and I didn't even think about approaching it this way. I think I built out a section for the admin that was exactly the same. I copied a bunch of stuff, and maybe I had built some new stuff. But that's not the way to do it. It takes too much time, and anytime you make a change in one, you got to know to go manage it, make the change in the other one. That's there's a number of different ways to do this. I'm highlighting this one. The way I just told you is not the way to do it. That's what I got here. I hope you appreciate it. Thanks.